Welcome back to Court Farm. We are just having a bit of a hover around because I have made the changes that I was talking about in the last episode. So we'll have a quick look at those and then we're going to go and harvest field 7 and we're going to talk about LAMMA because what an experience it was. Oh my days. Right, first things first. So, the yard. We've had a bit of a rejig. So, the wall has gone, the gate has gone. We've moved the fuel tank, took away the junk, got rid of the caravan and the shed, and moved the brewer's grain buy point. Our sleep trigger is now by the house, which is all good. What else did I do? I have removed the old muck spreader and some of the junk, just so we've got a bit of parking space. I've added in a gate and a trees, just to sort of close off that area, took the bushes out, etc. And then if we have a quick fly over, I have removed the bushes, the trees, etc. And we now have a nice large open field so we can hopefully access it a bit better and yeah, make it into one at some point. There is one change that I do want to make that was suggested in the comments of the last video, but I've not got around to doing it yet, is to, we just drop down a touch, is to move the gateway up here. So all I'm going to do is drag the fences that way, drag the gate this way, so we've got more space to go in and out, and it's not such a sharp turn when we're trying to get into the pig enclosure. So yeah, that's the plan. So just small changes, but hopefully now got a bit more space, a bit more freedom to move about the yard, and we'll have a bigger field over in the distance. So let's get the old hood up. Let's stop flying. Aha. We will get into the JCB. We're going to send that off to field 7. We are going to follow in the combine because I've got no idea of the route, and we'll start harvesting that, and then we'll have a chat about my couple of days at LAMMA. Right then, with the time fixed, let's just have a quick chat about the money before we jump in to anything else. Now, it did cost me a little bit with the gate and the couple of trees, so I did those in game, and what else was there? I think that was it, to be fair. We have bought a mulcher, because what I want to do is mulch our fields from now on, including, and the first two will be the two that were barley last time, that we harvested last time even. So I want to mulch those, we'll mulch the grass bit in between, then we can plough and hopefully get the best of the bonuses. So that's where we are with the money. Contracts have been done. Several contracts have been done. And once we've done this, I'll send the Fiat off doing cultivating contracts again. But I just want to be able to do one job at the minute and talk to you about LAMMA, baby. Wow. Just wow. So let's start at the beginning. Get to the NEC, get parked up, go and find Disturbed. And you know what? It wasn't as weird as I thought it was going to be meeting him. He's exactly like he is talking to him on a Friday afternoon, doing multiplayer. So get in and we're chatting, and And then it's like, I sort of turn around and it's like, oh, I think that's Farmer Sim walking past. And it was. I didn't meet him till later on. But, yeah, another sound bloke. So, yeah, he was walking past. And then Disturb says, oh, we might have to go and carry T-shirts and merch and all this sort of stuff. Because I'm gonna get people's names. I forget people's names, but Twin Cam Gaming was he'd had everything sent to his house, so we sort of walked the other end of the NEC to go and meet up with Farmer Cop, DJ, EF, and who else was there at that point? Dave from G Portal. So G Portal, the servers. He is an absolutely awesome guy, by the way. So yeah, walking down, met Farmer Cop, met DJ, shook hands and all this lot, and then we'll just go out, get the call, and we're lumbering boxes back in, and by this point the doors are open to LAMMA. So we get in, we get to the giant stand, so dump everything and go and have a mooch and have a look around the setup. They got the Logitech stuff and the Huri stuff, and then Mr. CDP appears. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. So CDP appears, then FSG appears, and it's like, okay, this is very, very cool. And I was fanboying, you know. Camera came out, and if you haven't seen the clip or the video from the 2 days, you'll see there's a fair bit of just random shots of people. So yeah, Mr. CDP was sat down with Mrs. CDP. He'd been already ambushed by people, and you know, came over and was talking to us. Farmer Sim was there at that point, so I got to meet him properly. Who else was there? The Fisher J, who was there. So he's one of massive, big beer fan, and he's been around on here as well. So yeah, it was cool to meet him. So he's a subscriber. And then what did we do? We just sort of went and had a walk round, and oh, that was it. As we were walking down the concourse to go and get the T-shirts, I said to Disturbed, "That's George Saunders that's just walked past us." So that was the first, like, ooh, proper farmer. And then yeah, we were mooching around later on. Saw Ollie Blogs, not speak to, but just sort of, he was deep in conversation with people. Yeah, just went round and was, you know, looking at the different stands and just the scale of everything. And that was the general comment, so between both me and Disturbed, was that everything is so much bigger than it appears in game. You really just don't get that scale of things. So yeah, the day progresses, and we watched a bit of the FSL. That is very, very cool. I'd watched a bit of it from it would have been FarmCon last year. But yeah, it's very exciting. Very, very exciting to watch. So that was cool. How full are we? 97. Right, we will stop it there and stick the auger out and grab the JCB. So yeah, then sort of get ready to start the meetup, and you sort of sit there, and it's like, and then people that you speak to on not a daily basis, but quite regularly on Discord. So like the people like Mark Thor, he rocks up. Mark Haythornthwaite, haha, said your name properly, Mark. Farmer Ed rocks up. Scroft is there. Now that was weird, because I heard him and Beanie before I saw them, and I know it sounds stupid, but exactly the same as on videos. Who else did I meet? Lancey Boy. He was sat in front of me at one point. Oh, I'm going to forget people, and if I do, I'm so sorry. Loki, the modder, part of the farming agency. Who else was there? Mrs. Sim Gamer, she was there. I spent the day, most of the day with Pete, who is a subscriber and a long time commenter on the channel. So that was really cool. We had a walk around together and had some lunch. And what else did we get up to? So I'm just trying to think of things in some form of chronological order. No, that's the wrong way. There we go. So I'm trying to think now. So then the meetup starts, and they're doing giveaways and get your t-shirt and get stuff signed, and just, you know, the sort of fan things to do, because that's what, you know, that's why I went, because, you know, as a fan, not as Cartech, just as, you know, somebody that's a fan of the YouTube and wanted to meet people. And then Disturbed shouts me, says, "You've got someone that wants to meet you," and neither of us caught your name. Unfortunately, you've just been skiing and you really hurt your leg. Talking to him, photo taken, and that was surreal for me, because that was like, okay. But we had a cool chat. So I apologise, I didn't catch your name. Neither of me or Disturbed did, because I did ask him later on that day. So yeah, the meetup was cool and whatnot. And then I was very lucky to get invited to dinner. So there was Disturbed. I'm going to try and go through it in some relatively logical order, and I'm probably going to need to stop while I do it. So Disturbed, Farmer Cop, DJ, FSG Senior. That was very cool to meet him as well. Robert Scythe, the Average Viking. He is a very cool bloke and has got an awesome beard. VF's brother Reaver. Yoss Modding, so liftable pallets, liftable bales. Who else? Mrs. Seeley P, Mr. Seeley P, and Twin Camp Gaming. Who else was there? I probably forgot somebody. Shout at me in the comments if I forgot you. The coolest thing though, we were sort of loitering around, getting kicked out of the NEC because we were well past the time that we should have been there till. And it was like, how's everybody getting to where we were going for food? Because I was driving. So little old Cartech. Mr. Seeley P, would you like a lift? And he was like, "Oh, you're driving?" I was like, yeah. He says, "Oh, brilliant." So I had Mr. Seeley P and Mr. Seeley P in my car. Talk about pressure. Now, I couldn't stall it because it's an automatic, but you think, oh, very valuable cargo on board. But he's just such a top man. And yeah, we were just talking about the day and like how humbling it was, because you know there was people there, and I'm not going to go into details because it's not fair on those people. It's not for me to share. And they were saying to like the guys like Disturbed, Mr. CDP, and all those kind of people, that the impact that those guys have on their lives and their health and their mental well-being, and it was so cool. And you think that's what I want to be able to do. You know, it's yeah, if you can't do something like that and sort of give back through that, then I don't know what. But yeah, it was so, yeah, chauffeuring Mr. CDP was just, and I, you know, of course I was really cool about it when he said, yeah, don't let Disturbed tell you otherwise. So I was just buzzing. I don't know really, it's very hard to put into words, and it might sound like fanboying, and I am to a certain extent, because you get to meet people that you've watched on YouTube for years, and sort of you listen to them and watch the stuff they do and you think that is awesome, you know, and then to meet them and just to be, I don't know, accepted. You know, I'm a minuscule size creator, and there's guys there with hundreds, thousands of followers and subscribers, and there's a little old me just sort of included. And Farmer Cop is one of the nicest blokes I think you could ever meet. Just genuine, kind, nice bloke. And there's, you know, DJs say, you know, he comes across, however, you know, like, not loud, but, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just he's got such a wicked personality. He's such a laugh. VF, I sat at dinner with me, Disturbed, VF and his brother Reaver and the Fisher J. We just sat and we were just chatting, you know, and it's just very, very cool. So that was amazing. So that was the first day, and then you kind of think, I get back and I'm like, I think almost the adrenaline, it probably was adrenaline, I guess, just sort of is wearing off, and then you think, oh, I ache. You know, I dread to think how many steps were done. Yeah, you think, I'm not going to sleep, but I was absolutely shattered. So yeah, next morning, get up, let's do it all again. So I went and had breakfast with Disturbed, and you sort of then head back, have a mooch, and sort of dropped our bags at the farm sim stand, and yeah, went off and took a few more pictures, a bit more video, come back, had lunch with everybody, and you know, and then it's you didn't want it to end. Sat and watched some FSL. That is so cool. Those guys are properly talented gamers. It's very cool how they are so quick at everything. And they did a creators fail stacking challenge, That was very cool to watch. And even, you know, even then, and I managed to duck it, but they'd one round of the big creators, and then Mr. CDP was trying to get another round of creators. It was like, I'm sure I've seen Cartech here somewhere. I was like, slump in my chair. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not getting up on that stage. But yeah, it's just, it was a mind-blowing, humbling, awesome, hopefully not once in a lifetime experience. And it just, yeah, I've run out of words to describe it. You just think that's such an awesome bunch of people. And then, you know, when everyone was sort of to disperse at the end of the second day and sort of shake hands and thank everybody, and yeah, all the sort of pleasantries of, you know, it's just, you know, Mr. CP shakes my hand, think, thanks for the lift. I thought, oh, that's cool. Also, and Disturb suggested, you know, removing the car seat and vacuum packing it. Not the car seat, as in, you know what I mean, the seat in the car. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. I was very, very lucky, and it's just those memories you think, I'll properly treasure those. So yeah, that was LAMMA. If I've missed anybody, I'm trying to think who else was there. Cavalier Roy. So Glenlathen, Maypole, all those maps. He was there. Ross N Mods was there, the guy that does the JCB mods. Trying to think who else I spoke to or saw. Saw the back of Caleb Cooper's head. Trying to think. It was just for long days, which they were. The first day, I mean, we got there at 7:30-ish, 7:45, and I think I got back about 10 o'clock at night. And then again 7:30-ish till 5, probably, leaving in the end on the Thursday. But just wow. Just wow. Yeah, I feel I was very, very lucky, and you just felt so included. You know, you think there's going to be egos there, and there's really not. Just like walking up talking to FSG. You know, it's just, you know, watched him stream, watched his videos, and he was, you know, he says it's, you know, there's voices, you hear voices, that sounds weird. You hear people's voices, so creators that don't show their face up until now. You know, it was this, you know, I'm trying to explain it, I'm doing a really bad job. You know what they sound like, but then to put that voice to a face, I think it was cool for all of us. You know, obviously you know what some people look like, but yeah, it's just, I don't think, you know, I put the video out, well, it's Friday today, so it's come out today. This video will be Monday, and I don't think there was just smiles. You know, it was just, everybody was sort of just getting along, and it was great. It just really was great. So much so, I don't even think I clocked how much we got off that. 16,000 litres something off that field. So, not too shabby. Right, I've been talking for over 20 minutes, so I'm going to pause there for a second. For you, it's going to be not even that long, and I'll be back when we're doing the next job. So next job in preparation for joining the two fields is to get them both mulched and the what was the hedgerow. And I was just trying to think who I missed. So Grain Man, he does map tours on YouTube. Where else? He was there. Farm Sim Snowy was there, and I'm absolutely not at all looking at my t-shirt from the meetup just to see if I've missed anybody. I don't think I have now. Oh, tree. See, even with the joined fields, I'm smacking the border. But I just, yeah, I've got no words. It was just brilliant. I'm trying to think of anything else that was. It was all fantastic, but I can't think if there's anything else that sort of leaps to mind as just a properly cool experience. It was. It genuinely was. Just I don't know. Just mind blowing. Might go to FarmCon. Might try to go to FarmCon. Because I think, you know, it would genuinely be pretty. That would be awesome as well. LAMMA was heaving, absolutely heaving with people, and it was really, really cool to, you know, when we were around the Giant stand and the FSL was on, how many people stopped and were watching it. And it was actually quite, it was really pushed as well by the LAMMA sort of organisation or publicising team. You know, it was on all the maps, and I think it was quite a big thing. The Giants were there with the FSL, so yeah, it was just, yeah, really cool to see. And they did loads of, on the second day, once the sort of FSL had finished, they did the bale stacking challenge, opened it up to the sort of public, I guess you'd say. So it was like 6 at a time, and you know, some people were pretty good at it. I mean, the FSL guys were sublime, as you would potentially expect, but yeah, it was just yeah, it's a very surreal, heartwarming, brilliant experience. And I will stop talking about it at some point. I needed to get this video done to probably get a bit of it out of my system. But yeah, and you know, if you haven't, there is going to be plenty of. If you couldn't make it, there is a link on, I think it's BF's Discord to the meetup, and there'll be footage from, you know, various different people, I guess, when they get home and get a chance and get recovered from the weekend. Because weekend, that was the thing, people thought it was the weekend. It felt like a weekend, but it wasn't. It, you know, from the couple of days, not the weekend. Yeah, it's just, if you, hopefully Giants will see it as a success, and fingers crossed it happens again next year. because, you know, it's not, you know, depending on where you live, it sounds such a stupid thing to say. You know, for a free event, it's fantastic. You know, I'm very lucky. I'm half an hour, 45 minutes-ish away from the NEC, so for me it was an absolute no-brainer. I know, like, people like FSG, they flew down, and Pete drove down from Liverpool way, and it's just, yeah, there was, you know, Mark Thor come up from Essex, and, you know, it was long journeys for people, but I think everyone was in the same agreement that it was worth it. And yeah, yeah, you know, if you haven't been able to tell, then I'll just say I loved it. And I would go again, something like that, in a heartbeat, as long as it was possible. So yeah, mulching going well. I'm hoping that the weedy bits will come up when we plant, or plough and then plant. They keep reappearing in the yard. I think that's I've tried the old paintering and laying down grass, and it's not. They keep coming back through. So yeah, we'll just deal with them. They add a bit of weediness to the yard. So we need to bale the straw next time. Might do it off camera. We might try and push through some of the months now. We've got some cultivating contracts to complete, or well, do the work first, then complete. All the fields need to be mulched, probably topped up with lime. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other changes I made. I don't think there is. No. Right, I am going to finish mulching this field. I'm going to give your ears a rest about LAMMA, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, go and check out the video from LAMMA. Give that one a like as well. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.